Hi, and welcome to Buffalo Bills pregame show for Week 16 against the Patriots. Alright, Bills fans, it's the streak of 14. Can the Bills snap it? The last time the Bills beat the Patriots, this guy was at quarterback, Drew Bledsoe. So what do you think about this game, Nakia?
Unfortunately, I think the streak is going to go to 15. Especially since the Patriots won't be sitting anybody because they haven't clinched their playoff spot. I think we're going down, unfortunately.
You know what? This is the same team, though, that gave the Patriots a run for their money in Foxborough. I think with a friendly environment, there is a chance. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, though I am foretelling what I'm going to be picking later on by saying I think they're going to do it.
Okay.
I think they got the chance.
Alright, now it's time for the offensive breakdown. Will Fitz throwing a touchdown. He has, a 14-game touchdown throwing streak, and I'm pretty sure one of the guys on the radio said he was going to run in his underwear down Delaware or something. So he needs to score 30 touchdowns, but will he score another one today?
Oh, he's definitely going to throw another one today. If he can do it with pretty much all backups, like he did last week, he can definitely keep it going at home. I don't even think there's a question. The question is, how many will he throw?
All right.
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be inevitable. Do I think he's going to get 30 for a season? No. Would I pay to watch Jerry Sullivan run downtown bare-assed? Hell yeah. I'm sorry, I hate Jerry Sullivan. I would love to see that happen. He is an absolute tool as a writer.
Now, what also, on the offensive breakdown, I like to add something that they're like last in the NFL in tight ends receptions. So do they get the tight ends involved?
They've been getting them involved lately.
A little more, yeah, a little
so
more.
I think they'll probably continue to streak because
There'll probably be 2 or 3 catches for them, but yeah, it's still better than nothing.
Yeah, it's like why stop when they've been doing such a good job? I mean, he could have had 2 touchdowns or something. They called one back or something.
Yeah.
But so I mean, you might as well keep going. It's working.
Yeah.
Not to mention David Nelson's been prolific catching the ball in the ends in the last 4 games now. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably get one of those. All right. Now it's time to talk about the rookie receivers.
Yeah, we do need to talk about that. I mean, you look at it, you have Stevie Johnson, a 7th-round pick, and a bunch of no-name undrafted rookies. They're playing darn well right now. I mean, Stevie Johnson has a tie of the receiving record for most touchdowns in a season with Billy Brooks out of all people. Not Reed, not Lofton, not Dubenion. Billy Brooks had that record, and now he's tied with Billy Brooks. So that's very impressive. 11 touchdowns this season. Not to mention, David Nelson has been a touchdown machine the last few games. You got to get it to them. And with Donald Jones, and who else? Naaman Roosevelt. Yeah,
Buffalo native.
Buffalo native UB product. You got to give props for these no-name receivers that Fitzpatrick is heaving the ball to. So,
all right. Now it's time for the defensive breakdown. How do we defend against the 3 tight ends? I don't like it.
As usual, we gotta. Our DBs definitely have to step up, and
outside backers as well.
Yeah, basically you gotta stop them from throwing the ball. They throw to their tight ends a lot, so everybody kind of has to do their job to keep these guys from catching the ball.
Well, this past Sunday, the Bills looked like the Blitzburg D of the '90s, where they're sending anyone and everyone. That's what they really need to do. Arthur Moats has really come along very well this year. You don't cross the Moats. Beyond that, you got to see Jarris Bird and Dante Whitner on blitzes. Though Whitner may be gone at the end of the year due to contract, but it would be great to keep utilizing for the time we do have them.
All right.
That kind of leads into the next point for you.
Oh yeah. With that said, I was about to say, can we pressure Brady? I mean, we've had trouble, and if you pressure Brady, it seems whenever you pressure him, he does get shaken up and play bad. So, Nakia, what do you think about this?
I think if they keep doing what they did last week, because we probably could have had 2 or 3 more fumbles recovered last week after them getting called back. So I think they have to continue doing what they're doing. If they pressure him, he's going to be all out of sorts. So definitely going to be interesting to see if they keep the same defense going.
Anything for you?
Well, yeah, you're right. When you pressure Cindy Brady, she kind of falls apart. But that's the whole thing. Brady's just like any other quarterback. You get a hand in his face, he falls apart. So knock him around, beat him up. maybe hit him from behind and injure his shoulder, kind of like that other geezer quarterback, you know. But anyway.
Okay, now it brings us into our last point, roughing the Brady. A penalty that should probably be invented in the NFL, but is not. And is this going to happen a lot tomorrow? What can we expect, Kia?
Probably. I mean, it's ever since he got hit with the what was that, like first game of the season and his knee got messed up?
Oh yeah.
Ever since then, you pretty much can't touch him. Even though people don't want to admit it, say, you know, it's all fair across the board, we know that's not true. So I think it's going to continue. The Bills are going to have to be really careful about, you know, how they play him.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think it goes back even further. You got to go back to the Tuck rule, Brady's first year, where they made up the rule essentially for him. Beyond that, as our producer is trying to do beer pong with ice cubes, there have been some really dubious calls to protect him. Like one time he doesn't slide, he sits down, Chris Kelsey tees off on him. They flag him for that. And there's been a bunch of stuff like that. So yeah, they're going to be overprotective of this little wuss who is probably less of a man than his girlfriend, wife, Giselle, you know? I would say that that's going to be a big thing there. But yeah, I think that's really going to be protective of him and just the Patriots in general. I honestly think that they've gotten away with so much over the years by either paying off the refs, protecting the refs.
Yeah, we were talking about the refs.
And I mean, you look at any time they're on prime time, especially against the Ravens out of all teams, the refs always screw the other team to benefit the Patriots. It's unbelievable.
But could you say that to good teams, you do get calls? I mean, I'm sure when the Bills were in their heyday, I wasn't there for it, but when they were really good, they could get calls from the refs. I mean,
it was a different era, though.
Yeah.
You didn't have people whining to the ref for a flag as much as you do now.
Okay.
I mean, beyond that, I mean, there are times where Tom Brady gets hit legally. He'll go, "Come on, throw a flag," and they'll throw a flag for that. It's unbelievable what the NFL allows the Patriots to get away with. Mind you, they're probably still taping other teams and other crap like that. They should have lost all the games from that season and from every other game as well, including those Super Bowls. I think they're illegitimate. I mean, I can't fathom the NFL being a legitimate league without penalizing the Patriots anymore.
Well,
they
you
need
know
to.
that's how they roll, so.
Yeah, it's bass backwards when you have people getting fined for legal hits, but you have the Patriots getting away with surveillance crap or Brett Favre sending pictures of his penis. So,
okay, pretty strong about that topic there. Now it's time for the keys of the game. My key to the game is really getting to Tom Brady. When you get to Tom Brady, get him out of his groove, then I think we'll have a chance of slowing down their offense. What's yours, Nakia?
I'm going with run the ball. The passing game has been coming along pretty good, so now we got to get Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller back in the game.
All right, Justin, what's yours?
catch their surveillance guy, whoever is actually videotaping their practices. That's what they need to do.
Okay, now it's time for our picks of the game. I picked the Bills to lose a 31-20, and that comes back to 31 to score that they did the last time the Bills beat them. So, but what's yours?
I'm picking the Patriots 38-28.
Okay, and what's yours?
I'm going against the grain here. I'm going to say the Bills 21-20.
Wow.
Okay, thank you for joining us this week. Join us next week for the Jets.
Die, you Patriot, die!
Merry Christmas!
Our producer is really off of his game this week.
He really is.